Hey, what's going on people? It's SGZ here from the SpartanGameZone, and in this video I'll be ranking all of the drops from the first free raid boss in Borderlands 4, Bloomreaper. I'll be letting you know what each legendary does, as well as explaining which builds it suits best, and also give you a rundown at the end of the video on where the Bloomreaper is worth your time. So let's crack into it. From worst to best, we open with the Undershield, which can drop regardless of your ultimate Vault Hunter level and regardless of the time you take to defeat Bloomreaper. It's an armor shield with 5 armor segments, which is a lot, and they regen really quickly. Its unique effect ties into that whenever an armor segment breaks, you'll gain Overshield. That ability in itself grants it high survivability. Here it took the manglers a long time to mangle me. Whenever an armor segment broke, I gained Overshield, and that cycle continued until they finally got through to my flesh, my sweet, sweet flesh. If you're building around Overshield, this is one of the best shields for that. And because of its large number of armor segments and the quickness in which they regenerate, it ties into any armor break or fill abilities too. Moving on now to the Urchin, a TDR grenade mod which should be able to drop in all of the elements, and like the Undershield, can drop regardless of your time or ultimate Vault Hunter level. The Urchin is a grenade that will see you setting traps for your enemies. Because it's manufactured by TDR, you have to double tap it to detonate after you've placed it, and in doing so we'll see small shards of shrapnel shred through anyone in close proximity. It's not the most usable grenade mod because it's manufactured by TDR, where you need to time that detonation precisely. It's difficult to use against flying enemies as it will just bounce right off them, and that's the same with people on the ground. However, it does pack a punch. I find it most useful in laying down traps for your targets, where you can litter the floor with plastic explosives and detonate them all at once to take big chunks out of those bosses' health bars. It's a different way of using grenades, and I'm all for it. Moving on now to the Jet Setter, a ripper heavy weapon that can come in all of the elements, and will also drop regardless of your time or ultimate Vault Hunter level. The Jet Setter reminds me of the Globetrotter from Borderlands 3, where it fires 3 saw blades that on contact with an enemy or really any surface will explode before launching into the air, bouncing multiple times, dealing damage with each bounce. It's that unique effect that has it come with massive damage potential, but also a few downsides. One of those is in the fact that enemies move and it bounces incredibly slowly. So if you're using it while mobbing, it's incredibly difficult to have anything other than the first hit actually damage the target that you initially intended. It comfortably takes over 5 seconds for those blades to do all their bouncing. And the challenge of placing all that damage in one place is prevalent in the bossing arena too. While mobbing, it also has a high chance to down you if you're not paying attention, and weirdly doesn't work at all with high caliber. However, there is heaps of damage here if you build for it, which comfortably outweighs its downsides. Now moving on to the Mantra, a melee one shotgun that deals melee damage. It drops in all of the elements which you can often switch between and deals splash damage to boot. It's a weapon that you need to build around if you want to see high damage output. But the fact that it deals splash damage, melee damage, and gun damage, oh, and how can I forget elemental damage? There's so many options there. It's a shame though that this casts a massive shadow across true melee, just as we saw with the Face Puncher in Borderlands 3. Regardless, it is a strong gun, firing in a 2-shot burst. It's not the most satisfying gun to wield, but I think they've done that on purpose, as they know how broken a gun dealing melee damage can be. If you're looking to try out new build possibilities, then this gun will offer it to you. I just hope Gearbox understands the consequences of what they've potentially unleashed on this game. Next up is the Rainmaker, which can apparently drop at any ultimate Vault Hunter level regardless of your time, but it's guaranteed to drop by defeating Bloomreaper in under 90 seconds on any ultimate Vault Hunter level. The Rainmaker is a savage sniper rifle that can come in all of the elements. Because it's made by Ripper, you have to charge it before it full auto fires, and it fires at an incredible rate, which will see it demolish whatever you set your sights on. Its unique effect grants it a high chance not to consume ammo, where the bullet storm just keeps storming. Sniper rifles don't have a lot of total ammo capacity in this game, so this unique effect is greatly appreciated, where you can maximize the use of its high caliber rounds for extended periods of time. It's fantastic across the Vault Hunters, but Vex with an Undead Eye class mod will trigger bloodshots like nothing else. It is certainly a just reward for sub-90s against Bloomreaper, and is incredibly fun to whip out and go to town. However, the best thing that Bloomreaper drops are undoubtedly the new class mods, which open up a whole new world of build possibilities. But they can only drop at any Ultimate Vault Hunter level if you defeat Bloomreaper in under 4 minutes. For Rafa, it's the Overdriver, which grants him another avenue for increasing ordnance damage. Many of the skills it can drop in revolve around ordnance, increasing both ordnance and gun damage the faster he moves. That lets you build for both, which is great, but I particularly see it being most useful when throwing grenades, as you can maintain move speed there. Heavy weapons you can't move that much anyway, however I found with the Jet Setter's long unique effect I could empty its mag and then zip around to increase the damage of its bouncing blades. For Vex, it's the Misery Chord, a skill and crit focused class mod where phase daggers gain a chance to ricochet and critical hits increase skill damage, stacking up to 50 times. It always drops with a 10% increase to skill crit chance, and this is one class mod that will shine a light across all of her action skills. Harlow's Trooper class mod opens a number of doors when it comes to building around it, but perhaps the door that's opened the widest is the Ordnance door, where it always drops with increases to ordnance damage, restores ordnance cooldown on critical hits with guns, and you'll gain gun damage and action shield damage for a duration after you activate an ordnance. Ordnance is certainly the centerpiece here, and Harlow has no class mods focused around it, opening a whole new world of possibilities. For Eamon, the Lamplighter is similar, feeding into a number of different places. Critical hits will restore action skill duration, and while your action skill is active, you'll gain increased gun and melee damage every second until it runs out. It always drops with increases to gun crit chance, providing a natural way to proc its effects without you having to do anything. If you're looking to bring guns more into the center of your Eamon build but still have something for melee damage, then this is the perfect class mod. So is Bloomreaper worth your time? Well, it's no question that Bloomreaper is a difficult fight. Not only difficult, but it can be frustrating also when you get knocked off the map out of nowhere and you need to go through 2 immunity phases, where dreaded vile crystals are involved before you can even start to deal any damage. The answer to that question is, put simply, yes. But Bloomreaper is not worth the struggle. A big draw for this fight is the chance at legendary enhancements, which we have no other source for. They have a high chance to drop if you defeat Bloomreaper in under 90 seconds at any Ultimate Vault Hunter level, and sub 90 second runs will often reward you with class mods and a guaranteed Rainmaker. If that's not achievable, then you have to think about whether those class mods are something you want. And I was comfortably getting multiple per run. My recommendation is to drop your Ultimate Vault Hunter level down to 1 to have an easier go at things. You're fighting Bloomreaper for its legendaries after all, you don't farm him for world drops, so why not make it easier on yourself?